Let's head over to the coffee shop and finally...
Welcome to Tardy Productions. My name is Aaron. I hope everybody's having a great day. If you guys are new to the channel and you didn't see last week's episode or the week before that or any of the episodes, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. Every Sunday we guarantee that there will be a video out for you guys to enjoy. We've been building this Yamaha bolt, done quite a bit to that. I'll touch on that in just a second. The people who have been subscribed to me for quite a while know that this is my forte. That's not to say I'm good at building this Yamaha bolt, but I'm a whole lot better than the diamond. Last week we worked on quite a few things on this bike, and I was just finding myself getting frustrated. Fortunately, one of my subscribers reached out, Life Engaged. If you guys want to go look him up, he has a channel as well. Always hilarious comments. He reminded me of something. Working on bikes should be enjoyable, and if you're not enjoying it, take a step back, walk away from the bike, you know, and just take a break. All of that being said, today we are changing up what we're doing just a little bit. We're going back to something we haven't done in quite a while.
Alright guys, so we are on our way over to a place called Barista Cafe, or Cafe Barista. Do a little fakie down the driveway. If you guys are new to the channel, welcome. I am Aaron, this is Tardy Productions. Here we do a plethora of things, but I'm not going to get into that right now. What we are on our way to do right now is a coffee run. Now in coffee runs, we go to a coffee shop as the name implies. We get some coffee, we give it a little review, but we really just highlight the area and also just the coffee itself. Because there are a lot of coffee shops that are good, but there are also a lot of bad ones in Florida. And since there are so many coffee shops just in general in Florida, I thought it'd be a really good idea to go to each one and see which ones are good and which ones are bad and which ones to go to and which ones to avoid. Now, the guy in front of me, I do not know, but I like his bike. What is that? Today's coffee run, we are heading over to the city of Kissimmee. In Kissimmee, we're going to find Barista Cafe, or Cafe Barista, or something along those lines. The place is not that old, it's been there for just a little while, but it looks really nice inside. Very modern, very beautiful. You get the idea. Now, Kissimmee is found in Osceola County, which doesn't have a lot going on there. I mean, it's got St. Cloud, it's got Kissimmee, and while it's growing in population, and over the last decade, it has like doubled in population. It's not like Orlando with all Universal and Disney and all of that. It's a different kind of tourist spot. Now, in the 1800s, that was a hard life to be in Florida. You got mosquitoes, rattlesnakes, bobcats, bears, Battlestar Galactica. You got a lot of issues going on in Florida, and I don't think I would have wanted to be there. Honestly, props to the Native Americans who were literally calling this home for the entire time. But a guy by the name of J.H. Allen came down and claimed the land, not claimed, but he set up the land that is currently called Kissimmee. It was called Allensdale. Because his name was Allen, I assume he wanted to call it Allensdale. If I claimed land, I would want to call it Aaronsville. So it was a tough life to live in Florida in the 1800s. I mean, think about it. Without the invention of air conditioning, I wouldn't freaking be here, and I don't think anybody else would. The thing that was especially an issue was the fact that there was water absolutely everywhere. A lot of people forget that Florida was so much more wet than it currently is right now. And the reason that changed is because of canals. So the canals enabled the land to drain and people to navigate it a lot better, but they also enabled things like steamboats to come through Florida with ease. You could come up from the coastline and go all the way into Kissimmee, Central Florida, that area, and that was not previously, you know, able to be done. You'd have to dredge your way through whatever swamp you found and try to make roads, and it was a very hard life. Oh, I think they have gas. Go inside and grab a snack too, and we'll head on over and get ourselves some coffee. Drink up, old clappy wagon. No, I don't want a receipt, but what I do want is to defile this parking lot. Well, I almost lost my shoe. Probably a good sign for me to start picking up my foot while drifting. So I stopped on the side of the road just because, oh, my battery is definitely on. What a cool statue, and what better way to state this? I mean, honor those who died that you might stand here free this day. That is a beautiful thing, and I really do appreciate all the veterans out there. And I think this week is Veterans Day on Thursday. You guys will be seeing this on Sunday, a few days after that, and if you guys are watching this months later, just go out there and thank a veteran, just because. It doesn't need to be Veterans Day for you to appreciate the people who have died and sacrificed a lot for you guys to have all of this. including me. Either way, let's get back on the bike, finish going over to the coffee shop, and I have a few more things to tell you about Kissimmee, some juicy details. So with all of these cowboys came things like the rodeo, which actually from 1940 until right now, the Silver Spurs Arena rodeo has been going on. I mean, you can still go now. They, up until recently, which I think they actually might still have it in the school districts, they literally had a rodeo day. So the cowboy runs deep in this area, and I think that it shows with just all the traditions and the fact that we still have a rodeo here. It is a very American sport, and I think that it living on in this area is very cool. That is beautiful. Look at that. It's an awesome statue. So the next big shift happened in 1985 when Buenaventura Lakes was made. That is a huge housing development, and they directly marketed to Puerto Rican communities and Puerto Rican families overall. And so what you saw was a massive influx of Hispanic and Puerto Rican specifically families and communities starting to pop up, and they all centered around Buenaventura Lakes, which is in Kissimmee. So from 1985 until today, which is almost 40 years, you see a massive growth in Hispanic population in this area, so much so that we are the third largest population of Puerto Rican people in the world. Number one being Puerto Rico itself, number two being New York, and then three is Central Florida and Kissimmee. Every corner has a Hispanic restaurant, and I love it. When I went and lived in Tallahassee for a while, I really did miss this area because of the immense amount of Hispanic culture that we have here. My brother speaks Spanish, my parents speak Spanish. It runs in this area, and I really do see it, and you can see it in the culture, you can see it in the architecture, you can see it in the neighborhoods. The only thing we can't see is where this freaking restaunt's at. I'm so appreciative of all the culture that it's brought to this area, and it's really given me an appreciation. I mean, for crying out loud, my girlfriend's Puerto Rican, so oh, there it is right there. Okay, all right, so we're gonna cut over here and bust a little U-ey. Try not to get pulled over because this is the dang courthouse. Now where do we park? Right here, where no one will bother me. Alright guys, let's head over to the coffee shop and finally get this helmet off.
So I entirely neglected to bring my DSLR. We're going front facing camera because my camera's all messed up on my phone. Alright guys, so first sip. It's okay. It's alright. It reminds me of that last coffee shop we went to, Southern Grounds or whatever it was called. It's okay. It's alright. I mean, all I got was 3 shots with oat milk, so I'm not expecting a lot, but it's okay. $8 though. Why do these coffee shops have to be so expensive? The inside was really cool though. If you're coming here to do homework or you're going to the courthouse because you have court for doing wheelies, I don't think it's too bad.
Alrighty guys, I am caffeinated now and I'm ready to ride. I think that now we got some coffee and I'm parked in places that I shouldn't be parking. It's time to do some hooligan stuff. I don't know if that's the side with the courthouse. You know what? I'm not worried about this. We're just gonna ride right there. See, I always wanted to do this on my BMX bike, but I could never get enough speed to do it because, I mean, it's uphill. So a motorcycle is a perfect opportunity to do that. Just gotta make sure there's no traffic coming in. Oh my gosh. Most definitely the side with the courthouse. Alright guys, so Cafe Barista, it's time to give you a review. So I'm going to start off with convenience. Parking and all that, not great. So you're going to lose some points there, Cafe Barista. Location, very cool. I like Kissimmee. I think it's a really nice place. I mean, this is a beautiful building, beautiful courthouse, really, really cool area. The ambiance, 10 out of 10. That stuff is nice, man. I don't want to give it a number, but it's good. They did a really good job. That's a wonderful place to go sit down and do homework, or if you're at the courthouse, or if you're doing anything else, like I was saying, around in the area, to go there and just take a break or just sit there is really nice. The service was pretty good. The lady was really helpful, but it was really slow. If you're trying to get a quick coffee and in and out of that place, that's not going to happen. There was nobody waiting in line in front of me, and it took about 15 minutes to get my coffee. There it is right there. Not bad. But the location, cool. Parking's pretty bad. But let's get on to what you guys really care about, the coffee itself.
What is that, a woodpecker?
But now we're in downtown Kissimmee. This area is really cool. Got some historic shops and a lot of cool things to look at. A lot of street art. Forget it. We're going on the sidewalk this way. It's crazy because there is an immense amount of sheriffs in this area. This is really beautiful wall art. I mean, look at this thing. This is gorgeous. Somebody had to paint this whole stinking thing. That's insane. So without further ado, let's actually give them a number. So we're going 1 through 5, 3 out of 5. I'm giving it a, you know what? Screw it. We're doing a 4 out of 5. 3.5. We're doing a 3.5. No more movement. I'm doing 3.5. That's it. That's all we're doing. No more, no less. Coffee wasn't amazing, but it was still pretty strong. I feel like a nice tingle in my bones from it. So I think this is a pretty good experience overall. And I think this is my biggest thing. I think that the area and the ambiance and everything that goes along with it factors into a big part of my scoring. And I think that this area is just so nice, and the ambiance of this area is just so cool, and all the things that you could do around here is just so convenient, that they scored better because of it. Alright guys, so I think that's pretty much going to wrap it up for today. I want to talk to you real quick about the ride, and then I think we're out of here. So the ride is coming up on November 28th. It is currently November 9th or 10th, maybe the 11th by the time this airs. But we're getting close, guys. We got a ton of prizes, bolt heads, vital ventures, motorcycle dress up, and a ton of prizes I'll be putting forward. Just show up, have a good time. I'll leave the flyer up, and we can pop it up right here, or wherever I decide to pop it up. But it's gonna be a really great time. We're gonna be leaving at about 10 a.m. I think meet is 10, and then we'll leave at 10:30. We're gonna be riding out to Melbourne Beach to a place called Billy's. I just got in contact with them, and they are absolutely thrilled to be having us out there. I'm excited to come ride with you guys. I'm excited to hang out with you guys. If you guys are new to the channel, please think about subscribing. I understand it takes a lot of work to subscribe. It's a real big burden, but it would do me a huge favor. As of me filming this video, we're only 104 subscribers away from being monetized, and I want you guys to know that every cent that we make on this channel, once we're monetized, will go back into the channel. I will not profit anything off of this. This is just for this community. Either way, guys, I'm Aaron. This is Tardy Productions, and I will catch you guys on the next one.
I just want to point out that Ricardo, it is 9 in the morning and Ricardo is eating a piece of cake right now. 10 o'clock.